I had a lot of thoughts and I just wanted to make a video to get them out. I've been thinking a lot about like the concept of wage theft as a thing that happens in like countries where like employers and bosses underpay their workers legally and instead of paying their full wages, and how this like type of theft happens and it gets reported at like $50 billion worth of money lost or like stolen, and and it's like the highest the highest crime, that the crime that steals the most, like the one that costs the most material harm. And it's kind of insane when I think about it a lot, because like in general, when you think of crime and you like think of stealing and theft and stuff like that, you just don't think about, oh, your boss just doesn't pay you enough, or your boss, said they'll pay you this much, but they really don't. You don't think of that, and like, um, well, the average person doesn't think of that. And I was just thinking back of how like what part of my entire culture, has been constructed, or not constructed, but more so shifted in a way where you're led to believe, intentionally or not, that the most dangerous people, or the most dangerous and most damaging crime, is when a dude steals something from a store, or like robs a store with like a gun or something, or just like breaks into a home. You're scared of this. You need security alarms. This is something that bad happens and stuff. When sure, it does happen, but not even near a level compared to wage theft. Not even close. And that kind of just shocks me, you know. And like any capitalist system, the cops being there to exist to protect not the people who need the help, but more so, the people who own material, the people who own capital. And you don't see cops like in movies knocking on the doors of like bosses and billionaires and, hey, bro, you've underpaid your workers. You don't see that. You don't see that in general media. In general media, you do see, or not even in general media, in the real life, you see cops going to stores, cops doing all this stuff, cops like arresting people, and you don't see like the thing that logically would do the most benefit if cops actually investigated more, so like tax fraud and from companies, and like not tax fraud, but like wage theft, and you don't see that, yeah, in general media, because of the way it's been made. This kind of led me to go through a thought process of cops in general. Um, you know, Cops in general aren't very good in any way, any definition. I think inherently cops are not good. But I was like thinking in a purely utilitarian sense. Obviously in the U.S. we're like decades away from abolishing cops. Decades away from just removing cops in general. Right, the best we can possibly do in the next few years is defunding. And that's not even like that useful. Um, I was thinking like a lot of the response to, oh, what if there's good cops, like a cop who cares and stuff, and then obviously the response is there's no good cops, because cops uphold a not good system, and if you're part of that system and if you're led to uphold it, then that's bad. You're not doing well, I mean, you're just being bad, yeah. And I was thinking though, like what hypothetically, imagine like a cop who although upholds a awful system, not all bad stuff relating to cops is just upholding the system in a sense, like legally. Um, some cops do illegal stuff that don't get reported, whatever, but like they do illegal stuff and police brutality and all this stuff. And I was just thinking, um, what if there's a cop who just absolutely does no police brutality and is against it completely? And sure, there's cases of this happening where like the cops get fired, or get kicked off, or like, oh, you're not going to protect people, or you're going to call them out for doing something bad. Get out of here, right? But if the response is if there was a good cop, they would leave the police force. I'm not 100% sure on this, but it would make sense to me that like telling them to leave isn't good, because if they leave, sure, they made a morally right choice personally, not upholding the system, but they'd probably get replaced with a worse cop, you know, like a cop who does a lot more police brutality than they ever could think of doing, you know. And like utilitarian wise, would it be better to like let them stay, and if like, you know, promote those type of cops, like the cops who just uphold the system but don't do a lot of police brutality or don't do any police brutality? Um, I'm not sure. I'm sure there's arguments against it. I haven't like researched or anything. I just turned this video on and started thinking. I'm playing Fortnite right now, so you know I'm not the most highbrow thinker right now. But like still, I feel like it's a valid argument to be made, because if you know we just tell them to leave and they get replaced by um a worse cop, you know, that's kind of done worse, you know. If they stay and, you know, sure, they uphold the system, they're doing bad things, right? And there's no way we can get rid of that system. So right now, materially, would it be better to just like let them stay and like let them do their awful job without abusing people as much as other regular cops do, you know? I don't know. I'm not like 100% on this opinion. I haven't thought of it much. I'm still thinking of the intricacies, because like there's like short term and long term good, you know, and I feel like removing cops is a long term good, but stopping police brutality is a short term good, you know, and I feel like that would be a good step leading into stopping police brutality. Well, yeah, that's all the thoughts I had today. I'll make some more of these if I ever get any more thoughts. I'll I'll try to edit this. I don't know how consistent I'm gonna be with this. I'm just gonna be saying stuff that comes up in my mind. Maybe I'll make them longer. Maybe I'll plan it out later. I don't know. Well, here.